All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, like all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakadash.
The one that stood apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And to all the sincere I came out there pressing the truth and sincerity. This is the brother Bunya.
Shmayala.
And we was through the week, we pretty much just looking for new ways of sharpening our skills, so to speak, and just random I hit the brother up, and I'm like, hey, what you doing? What you doing this week? And what you say? He said, LOL. Look at you. Trying to be professional. Hey, and, I laughed about it, and we looked at the definition, and this is what we came up with. If you want to read it, the noun for profession.
Yeah, it reads. It says vows taken upon entering a religious order.
Right, and when we cross the line, to be a part of this ministry, doing the work of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Mm-hmm. Hey, we took a vow, And it said, what the scripture say, no man to put his hand to the plow,
mm-hmm.
Turn it away,
Yeah, that's the Elder Gabar had brought that out in a recent video lesson on when we put our hands on the plow and start entering into the ministry of doing the work. That we're taking a vow, and it's a spiritual thing that we're doing the work. You can't you don't start building a house and just stop right in the middle of it. You got to keep going, or else the house is going to be unfinished. And that's part of like this going into the foundation. Everything we're doing, like we are a part of something that is as you continue to grow into this thing, you realize it's everything. It's everything,
Right.
So, in so many words, it's a lot here because like I'm just thinking about like the severity of and then the importance of what we're doing. So that vow that you take, you have to really take it serious.
Get 1 Corinthians 9:22.
As it goes into profession, you're a professional. It's like it wasn't.
1 Corinthians 9:22. Yeah, this continue. It says a public declaration, and we're going out there in the public eye,
mm-hmm.
teaching and bringing forth the words of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, which is ultimately bringing damnation on this place.
Mm-hmm. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 22, and it reads, "To the weak we became as weak, that might gain the weak." So like that I might gain the weak.
Right. So, if my brother, he weak in the scriptures. Hey, I'm gonna humble myself to his understanding, so that he may become strong, so I can build him up.
Mm-hmm. It says, "I am made all things to all men,
mm-hmm.
that I might be." So like it, that I might by all means save some.
Right. And that's self-explanatory. Go ahead.
Keep going.
27.
27. Come on. So lucky. I don't know how to get that. Okay, this is verse 23, and it reads, "And this I do for the gospel's sake, that I might be partaker, thereof with you."
Right, partaker of what? This ministry, doing the work, mm-hmm. doing that which is pleasing to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai.
Mm-hmm. This going back to what we said about you start building a house and you can't start right in the middle of it. This is verse 24. It says, "Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain." So keep going.
Right.
Don't stop.
Right.
Get to the end of the tunnel, man.
That's right. You got to keep pushing.
Finish line. build that house, complete it, complete the mission, as the elders say. You know.
Go ahead.
It says, verse 26. It says, I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I not as one that
25.
Salaki. Yeah, verse 25. It says, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things.
Right, striving for the mastery. You know, you got when you talk about school, you got an associates, you got bachelors, and you got masters. You know, hey, masters meaning you seasoned. You know, and the word temperate means to be balanced. You know, so a man that's striving for mastery, you know, he's balanced in all things. You know, constantly disciplining yourself. You know, not too much of this, not too much of that. Balance.
And that was my, you know, I'm a younger brother in the faith and the truth. I crossed the line to our camp, back in March, like this past March. So it's been a good 9 months, 8-9 months since I've been putting my hands on the plow. You know what I'm saying? I would say that since I crossed the line and started doing the work. Yeah, as the Lord has been working with me, you know, there's a lot of things I have to deal with, as the scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing, everyone must work out their own salvation.
Okay.
And so, like, you know, every brother has different experiences in life that brings them to a certain level of understanding too, where some brothers might be able to deal with particular or certain situations, you know what I'm saying, better than the next brother. But overall, like you said, like having that balance in your life, like one of the things I had to learn was balance. You know, you can't be too far on the left, too far on the right. You know, you can't be overly righteous, and you can't be overly wicked. That's right. We are still in the world, but we're not of the world. Roughly paraphrasing. So, you know, it's growing in this thing, continue to put off some things, old things, and really striving for righteousness at the same time, staying balanced. You know, you got to continue to pray and call on to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to guide you in that direction to be able to do that. But yeah,
that's right. Yeah, go ahead.
It says, I'm gonna start over again with 25. It says, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown.
Who is that? The people of the world. They do it to, and some Jake's in the truth. You know, do it to receive the corruptible crown, whether it be fame, glory, you know, whatever secret material that they have,
views.
Right.
You got nowadays with with social media, people just doing it for the views. You know, they want to be praised for the knowledge that the Lord has given them, and it's like, come on, man, this don't even belong to you. You know, this ministry was began before you thought about before the Lord before you knew about this truth, about being a Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
You know?
Go ahead.
It says, now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible.
That's right. Yeah, an incorruptible crown.
26, it says, I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I not as one that beateth the air.
Right, so I ain't doing this for no reason. Hey, I'm doing it to obtain that crown of glory that, what it says, 2nd Ezra, when Yahushua placed crowns upon their heads. Hey, we're doing it for that eternal glory, you know, that we might be partakers of what Yahushua.
Con.
Go ahead.
27, it says, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway.
Right, and I bring my bodies into subjection, being that balance, you know, not leaning too much to this side, not leaning too much to that side, that straight and narrow path, you know. Give me Matthew 6:19, because this is pretty much what the world does. You know, and corruptible crown.
This is Matthew 6, verse 19, and it reads, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth."
Right, lay not up for yourself treasures that are upon earth. You know, and real quick, there was another definition that actually. Let's see. Let me go back. Select it. This is a professional. The adjective. It says religious orders, careers, especially skilled in learning the trade. It's like the trades of, you know, and this is, hey, this is our trade, our profession. Mm-hmm. So when you read Matthew 6, you know, hey, it said, lay not treasures, you know, for yourselves upon the earth, you know, and the treasures upon the earth is the cares of this life, you know, mm-hmm. the worries of this world. Mm-hmm. You know, go ahead.
I'm gonna start again. It says, this is Matthew 6, verse 19. It says, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
God, hey, this is what we're doing right now. We're laying up that treasure in heaven, you know, and we ain't got to worry about somebody breaking in and stealing it. Hey, the only way, you gonna lose this is to stop doing it, you know. Hey, take your hand off that plow, you know. Be distracted by the cares of this life.
And the woes of the world get you down, you know, dealing with your personal life. That's why I say, what's the scripture, roughly paraphrasing, it says, if you're not willing to give up, you know, mostly everything in the world. Yeah, matter of fact, grab it.
We've been dancing around it, but we ain't quoting it. But hey, they keep coming up, so grab it. But it says, verse 21. It says, Salak it. It says, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Hey, if you don't consider these scriptures like a treasure, hey, guess what? Hey, your mind ain't in it, because the word heart go back to your mind. You ain't part of this thing. You lukewarm, so to speak, and the Lord spew you out. You know, just to roughly paraphrase. You know,
this is Matthew 19, verse 29. It says, "And everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands for my name's sake, shall receive an 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life."
Start that over. Read that again.
This is Matthew 19, verse 29. It says, "And everyone that hath forsaken houses."
Hey, forsaken, meaning, hey, you know, not just you know, skip that, skip this, skip that. Mm-hmm. You know, hey, if it's hindering you from doing the work, hindering you from the truth, hey, to hell with it.
To hell with it. God. Or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life.
Right. So if you giving up, if it's hindering you from doing the work of Yahweh Yahushua, hey, to hell, like I said, to hell with it. You know, because guess what? At the end of the day, you might lose it on this side, but guess what? By you doing this work, hey, the Lord said He'll restore you, whether it be in this life or in the kingdom.
Go back
100-fold.
And go back to what you're saying about it, storing up incorruptible treasures.
God.
Yep, it ties right back in. This is Matthew 6. Where were we? I'm gonna read 19 again. It says, "Lay not up yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. That we just said through the Spirit. Yahweh Shai. So 21 it says, for where your treasures is, there will your heart be also. So our heart, our mind should always be focused on this ministry for brothers, for the as far as the elect, through Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. We're supposed to focus on this, like you said. Put your hands on that plow. Like we're called to be in a profession. And what does it say? It says, let me go to the definition one more time. I know you had pulled
first
it
one.
up. Yeah. Kind.
I just clicked it. Profession. The noun.
Yep, we took that vow. So it says vows taken upon entering a religious order from Old Testament. Okay. Yeah. From vows taken upon entering
right here
a religious order, but upon a vow taken upon entering this ministry and this, that.
Hey, let me read that. Hold on. It
Put it to the plow. Go ahead.
It says openly declaration, meaning any solemn declaration, solemn being serious, from medieval 14th century, meaning occupation, profession, to be skilled in. What the scriptures say, study to show thyself approved, who a workman that need not be ashamed. Hey, rightly dividing the word of truth, skilled, it's a skill, and how do you get skilled in doing the work? Hey, by not going out partying all the time, staying at home studying, putting in the work, doing what you're supposed to be doing as far as the scriptures are concerned. You got something?
I'm good.
This is real quick. This is Matthew chapter 13, verse 44. It says, again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a treasure hid in the field, and which a man had found, he hid for the joy thereof. Therefore he go and sell it. It's like he go and sell all that he had to buy this field. Unless you break down. You want to?
You said what?
Read that again. Read that.
Matthew 13:44 said again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasures hid in the field.
Right. So the kingdom of heaven, which we we work to obtain, it's like a what?
It's unto treasure hid in the field.
Hey, a treasure. This work is treasure. It's precious.
It's precious. It's precious. It's what do you call it? Priceless.
Right.
And it says, the which when a man hath found, he hid it, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he hath, and buyeth that field.
Right. So he gave up everything that he had possibly had. Hey, sacrifice. Whatever the cost is, I want that field because he saw the value, in that, and that that it was worth.
144.
Hey, and that's how we view this.
144. Hey, Slacky. Exactly. It goes back in, like when you say forsaking family and your wife, your life, your children, your job. You might have favor in this world, forsaking all that for this. That's that man selling all that he had, giving up everything that he had for this truth, and putting his hands on that plow and continuing on because he got something that he's looking forward to that's gonna be better than anything you can imagine.
God, hey, Job was the perfect example of that. He got his health first and foremost. He got his land taken, his kids taken, his what else he got taken? His health.
Health, yep.
Hey, he sacrificed everything, and held fast his integrity.
And he was in derision.
God,
by guess who? Esau, Edom.
God,
Hey,
but you gotta have in your mind. Hey, if I gotta give it up for this work's sake, hey, for me to continue to press, hey, forget about it, because I'm I got my mind set to do this work, by all means. So with that, again,
I say by any means necessary.
God,
We good.
Yeah, anything else? All right, so with that, like give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakadash.
The honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and to all you sincere, I come out there pressing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.